Welcome everyone. I'm Tracy Fitzpatrick and I'll be your moderator today. Thank you so much for joining us here at Netcom Learning, a market leader in promoting lifelong learning, training, and talent development solutions. We are very excited to host today's event, Cisco SCOR, Building a Strong Cybersecurity Foundation. Presenting today's topic is Talib. As a certified Cisco systems instructor and a Netcom Learning subject matter expert, Talib is an IT veteran with over 24 years of specializing in the data center, security, and service provider network infrastructure. With his domain expertise in network consultancy, training, pre-sales, project management, virtualization, client server support, system architect design, system administration, network design setup, and problem identification resolution, he has trained diverse corporate clients and individual students. Now, please bear in mind that this is an overview of a very robust topic. We offer a collection of technical and business courses that can be tailored to your specific requirements. If you are interested in a further discussion, you can make an appointment with our learning consultants through our website at netcomlearning.com. Today's session is also being recorded, so you'll get free access to the recording in the next 24 hours via email. Netcom Learning helps customers build innovative learning organizations by achieving a smarter workforce, adapting to change, and driving growth. We do this with a broad catalog of offerings, developing customized learning plans, and our global delivery capabilities. Since 1998, we have been empowering organizations with our managed learning services to help them reach optimal performance results and address challenges. We do have 9 practice areas in which we specialize. They encompass people, process, and technology training. Today's presentation is from the networking practice area. Netcom Learning offers a comprehensive training portfolio of courses for the topic being covered today. Our upcoming classes include various trainings on the given courses. You can also access a variety of marketing assets, such as the free training and blogs, by clicking on the available event handout. These offerings can be found with a simple search on our website at netcomlearning.com. In today's session, we'll delve into the essential aspects of cybersecurity with Cisco Security Core Technologies version 1.0 and provide you with valuable insights into fortifying your organization's cybersecurity infrastructure. And now I would like to give you a quick overview of the logistics before we get started. To begin with, you do have the option to view in full screen by clicking on the full screen button on the right side of the GoToWebinar viewer. Simply hit the escape key to exit the full screen. Everyone has been muted except for our presenters. Feel free to submit any questions you have for the presenters here in the questions pane, and we will address them at the end of the session. And to get the best out of today's events, we've included the slides, courses we talk about, and marketing assets in the handout section of your GoToWebinar viewer. You may refer to them at any time to get a better understanding of today's topic. And we do realize that some of you may have to leave early and want to let you know that as you do leave the session today, you will be presented with a short survey. We would like to request for you to take a quick moment to participate in that survey. Your feedback really helps us understand your learning experience and improve our future sessions for you. The survey answers are measured on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 representing outstanding and 1 representing poor. And now I'd like to pass this over to our trainer to present today's topic. Hey Talib, thank you so much for joining us today.
Guys, today we have very exciting seminar on building a strong cybersecurity foundation. Basically, it's a part of Cisco SCOR training. Okay, my name is Talib. I've been in industry for last 24 years and mainly working with security, data centers, and service provider-based network. So, guys, we have very exciting webinar Okay, and here we're gonna discuss, I'm gonna give you 10,000-foot overview of how we can build strong cybersecurity foundation. Okay, so let's start. So this webinar have agenda. First, we're gonna discuss understanding Cisco security core technologies. Okay, so our main focus will be core technologies. We're gonna talk about different Cisco products. Okay, and then after that, we're gonna discuss Cisco security architecture, and then we're gonna go for practical steps to enhance your network defense, and then learn how to secure cloud, edge, and content security. And after that, we have a question answer session. Okay, so let's start. Understanding Cisco security core technologies. Okay, so you guys have idea we are having different types of attacks, especially when you are having network, and that network actually not only having on your branch or your campus, we are having our network on clouds. Okay, and it's also people are using from their places. We are using VPN. So we have different types of network technologies, and so there is no just one black box you can attach with your network and your network is secure. So we have different types of technologies, and that's what we're gonna discuss here. And those technologies are developed using various applications, protocols, and ports to mitigate these attacks and defend against them. Okay. Like I can give you one example. When you are having email content security systems, we really want to mitigate email-based attack. Sometimes you are having files attached with your emails, and people are sending you those files. How you can actually stop those type of emails? Okay, we have web content security. Sometimes people are browsing different websites, and those websites have malicious stuff, and that malicious stuff, it's not really good for your network. So how we can mitigate web-based attack? Okay. Sometimes different types of security appliances are intended to perform different mitigation roles. And that's what we're gonna discuss here. Like we have firewalls, we have a next generation firewalls, we are having IPS, IDS. So we're gonna discuss in this topic. Okay, so let's go further. First, I'm gonna give you idea. If we have a traditional networks, so how we can deal with that. Attacks. But nowadays, our network is very different types of networks. Like if you compare today's network with the 10 years or 15 years old network. So we are having different types of things available nowadays. We are using our network from home after COVID-19. Many people are working from home, lots of VPN usage, and half of the servers are available on cloud. Even sometime 70 to 80% servers are available on cloud. So you really want to secure cloud. You want to secure guys who are using your network from remote locations, sitting actually. On different remote locations and want access to your network, and lots of IoT devices we have. So now we need a modern type of network security. Okay, so a traditional approach to network defense has evolved the implementations of basic firewall technologies. But this approach is no longer an effective or fail-safe mechanism, as attack target legitimate systems and software applications that are permitted to traverse the networks and firewall. So now we have a new approach. We are not just having a firewall, we are having a new approach, and that approach is called defense in a depth strategies and security solutions that are designed to work across the attack continuum are required in the enterprise to mitigate advanced threats and attacks. Like we have a different layers of security. If somebody pass one layer, I have another layer which can protect, and that's what I'm going to show you in next slide. So the idea is simple. Now our networks are different, so we need different types of security. Different means we are not having one traditional main office and branches. Those are connected through service provider. Now your half of the servers on cloud, people are working from home, and people are bringing different types of devices. They are using those devices from home, they are using in an office. So now we need a different strategy, and that's what we're gonna discuss here. Okay, defense in a depth strategy. Okay, so what we're gonna do in this strategies, defense in a depth can be considered a building block of other security design principle. And this guidelines calls for applying layered approach. So like we have a different security layers, layered approach to security, and it's aimed at providing redundant control at multiple levels to mitigate risk. Defense in depth is a philosophy that provides layered security to a system by using multiple security mechanisms, and generally these principles we also follows those principles. Okay, like we are having security mechanisms should back each other up and provide diversity and redundancy of protection. So these are a basic definition of defense in a depth strategy, and security mechanisms should not depend on each other so that their security does not depend on other factors that are outside their control. Okay, and next slide I'm going to explain in a detail. Using defense in adapt, you can eliminate single point of failure and augment weak links in the systems to provide stronger protection with multiple layers. So what kind of multiple layers we have, I'm going to show you here. Now, what we have, let me use my, pen. So, through that, I'm going to explain more. Okay. So we have firewall. So if somebody want access to your network, like there are many attackers or crackers, if they really want to access your network, so we have a one protection, and this one is for external users. They really want to access our network from outside world. Okay, so let's see. This one is my firewall, and this firewall is connected with internet. Okay, here is my internet, and on this internet there is a one guy sitting on his machine, and this guy really want to attack your network. So what firewall will do, firewall actually block this intruders, so then this guy cannot enter in your network. But let's see what firewall will do. If somebody sitting inside, this is my firewall, here we have a switch, and if somebody is sitting inside and want to browse one website, let's see, we have inside PC, this is our firewall inside, this is outside. Okay, so what happened in this case, that communication, let me use different colors. So this PC want access to internet all the way, and here we have servers. Let's see if somebody want a browsing CNN. Okay, so what happens, this information will go to that web server, and then this web server will provide web page to this user, and that user can open this CNN web page. Okay, so that web page this user can open. So but you guys remember this request we actually started from inside, and it will go all the way to outside, and then CNN reply back to you, and then this web page basically enters in your network, and then you can open on your PC. So that is possible. Why? Because somebody requested from inside. Okay, but let's see if you are sitting on CNN network and you really want access to this company. Let's see, this company name is xyz.com. Okay, if you want access to that company and you are sitting on CNN office, then firewall simply block your request. Let's see, if I want to say I want to access this network, this firewall simply block your request. So if you generate requests from inside, then it can go outside and then we can protect. So we have a firewall. In a firewall, we can consider many things. We have multiple layers. We have application layer security. We have a network-based security. We have a trust-based security. And according to our requirement, we're gonna configure our firewall. Let's see, I can give you another example. If somebody is sitting at home and this guy wanna actually access your PC, okay, home PC is there. If somebody wanna access from home PC to your server, which is part of your internal network. This is my server one, which is part of my internal network. So what happens, we are running, let's see, VPN. So this information will come all the way from internet to this firewall. And this firewall will check your username and password. And let's see, username is Joe and password is, let's see, 123. If firewall actually communicate with your server and check, hey, Active Directory server, this Joe is here, username and password is okay, and Active Directory server say yes, this one is fine, username and password is okay, authentication is okay, and then we're gonna check also authorization. So then firewall actually talk to another device which is called ICE. Hey ICE, Identity Service Engine. Okay, what kind of authenticate authorizations we're gonna provide to Joe? Joe is a sales guy, so Joe should access to the server one. Okay, and then Joe request will come inside, and Joe can access to that server one. Okay, if we have another server, let's see, I have a server two, and which this server is for HR. So Joe only can access to server one, but Joe cannot access to server two. So in this way, firewall also protect. So people who are working from home, they really want access from remotely. So that information comes inside of your network through firewall, and firewall consult with many servers. Okay, and if somebody is sitting inside and is requesting a web page, firewall also take care of that. But if somebody want to access to your network from outside world, so firewall simply protect your network from crackers or hackers. Okay, so, you have firewall security. This one is one layer. Let's see, this is pink color layer. And after that, let's see if somebody bypass your firewall. Okay, let me just remove this. Okay, if somebody bypass my firewall, oh, no problem. I basically bypass your firewall. And now what we can do, how we can protect. We have intrusion prevention system. Intrusion prevention system basically check, your packet. In this packet, you have source IP address, you have a destination IP address, plus you have your data. Okay. So what we can do when we are using in firewall checks source IP, destination IP, source port, destination ports, MAC address, and based on that, firewall will take decisions. Okay. But if you firewall connected with intrusion prevention system, so we basically open this packet and we check inside what kind of information we have in data. Sometimes attacker or crackers send those type of packets and we don't know what is inside. Maybe firewall cannot see and firewall cannot mitigate. So that's why we are using intrusion prevention system. So we're gonna consult with IPS and IDS whether whatever data packet is going inside. So whether it's secure, it's safe, we can use or we cannot use. So that's why we have intrusion prevention systems. And intrusion prevention system can also consult with multiple cloud-based security solutions like Talos and all other cloud-based solutions. If they are sure it's safe, then they can allow. If they are not sure, they're not going to allow that packet. And sometimes even intrusion prevention systems are confused. They don't know if it's safe, it's not safe, because there is no signature information available. And then they're going to send this file to another place, and then we're going to detonate this file and we're going to check. And by that time, you're not supposed to use this document or this PDF or this JPG, whatever type of files you have. Okay, so that is intrusion prevention system. So now we have another layer. See, we have layer number 1, firewall. If somebody bypass firewall, I have intrusion prevention system. Let's see, even if this intrusion prevention system attached with your firewall, let's see, I can draw a picture. This is my firewall, FW firewall. And then I have IPS. IPS is attached with this firewall. And sometimes somebody break this firewall, and okay, and then even break IPS. But then once this guy will attack this PC or that server. So on that, we are also running endpoint security softwares, and those softwares basically mitigate this attack. So we have another security layer. And after that, you guys notice we are having authentication, authorization, and accounting. What is that? So we are running another server, which is AAA server. Why we call it AAA? A for authentication, A for authorization, and A for accounting. So what kind of AAA servers are very popular in industry, which is Cisco ICE. So we are using Cisco ICE, Identity Service Engine. And what happens if anybody want to connect to your network? So Cisco ICE basically ask, hey, you want to connect to your to our network? Please let me know what is your username and password. This guy say my username is Bob and my password is 123. And then I say, let me check whether it's right or wrong. And then Cisco ICE actually check against Active Directory. If you are running Active Directory server, which is your domain controller, Microsoft based Active Directory. Hey, Microsoft Active Directory servers, I have a one request. This guy name is Bob and username is 123. So do you think this username and password is there? Active Directory send green signal to AAA server. Yeah, Bob is here and his username and password is okay. And then our authentication phase is over. Sometimes we do authentication, not only just username and password, we also use certificate. So we can check against certificate servers. And then authorization. Oh, you are Bob, you are in a sales team. And so now we're gonna provide you authorization based on your group. You are basically sales guys, so you can access to only sales servers. You cannot access to HR or any other type of servers. So in authorization, we determine what kind of resources Bob can access. And after that, we have accounting. Accounting means, let's see, Bob basically log into your network, Bob access to that server, and Bob deleted some files. So if those files are important, and if you really wanted to know who did this, so we have accounting. So accounting will create a log, okay? Because of that log, I can figure out, oh, 2:30, basically Bob logged into this server and Bob deleted very important 4 files. So that's why accounting is there. Sometimes you have accounting on normal user. Sometimes you have a network administrator guy or security guy, and this guy did some, work, login, or did some changes, and because of that, your whole network stopped. And then I can see that information through my log, through my accounting. So what we can do in a AAA server, we check authentication. We really wanted to know who you are. And in authorization, we really wanted to know what kind of things you can do, what kind of authorizations you have, and then in accounting, what you did. And later, if I wanted to know, I want to show that one to law enforcement agencies. we can do that. Sometime attacker or cracker basically capture your username and password and do attacks and delete files and do bad stuff, bad guy stuff. And then people will find out, oh, who did this? Bob say, I was not there, I didn't log in. But then because your username and password somebody hack, and that's why somebody did this kind of information. But law enforcement agencies always ask, or security team always ask so many questions to that user, so be careful. Okay. And then hardened server configuration. So even we cross ice. Okay, but then I have my server. This is my server. Let's see, it's sales server. Okay, I really am running that servers, and Bob actually can access to that server, and in that server we have some securities. And if Bob will do some try to delete some files, or try to send some information from that server to outside world through email, so we can even stop this. So we have security on firewall, we have IPS. I have one security door, another security door, and then we have authentication, authorization, and accounting. And plus that server itself loaded with lots of security softwares. And if you are doing some malicious task, maybe you are just sending files of that server through emails or through any other way, and that servers are also running very secure software. So you should harden your server configuration also. So you guys notice, so we have lots of security layers. I mentioned one layer also, which is your physical security. Let's see, you have a physical door. You are having a big data centers where you are running cameras. You are having armed security guards who are basically taking care of your data centers. Outside, you have a card system. If anybody want to enter in this data center, you have to log your card, and then you do your finger scan or retina scan, and after that you can only enter in this room. So we have a physical security also, because things are protected. Maybe people from outside, they cannot access, but if somebody can go physically inside, maybe this guy can destroy your equipment, or theft, or anything can happen. So physical security is also very important. So plus, you should also train your users. Hey, Bob, hey, Mike, Tim, HR, sales, and conduct 1 day training. So people security is also very important. So that's the main idea of the defense in a depth strategy. That's what we are using nowadays. Okay. And now we're gonna go for a next slide. Okay, so just 1 minute. Okay, guys, defense in a depth strategy, like sometimes you have some passwords, so you make sure you have a strong password. Client side attack, sometimes we have database, sometimes you have attack on your database servers, Oracle based servers, or Microsoft SQL based servers. So we really want to mitigate those attacks. Web applications based attacks, a buffer overflow. Sometimes you have a buffer overflow because sometimes you are having actually attack, we call it man in the middle, or lots of informations you are sending to outside world. So buffer overflow, network devices attack. Okay, so that's why we have a multiple mitigation techniques. That's what I showed you. Okay, now defending across the attack continuum. What is that? Okay, I know you really want to attack, you really want to you really want to protect your network, and attacker really want to attack your network. So your main goal is to, I should stop my network before attack. So before control enforce policies, before attack, you really want to stop your hacker or cracker. That is your main goal. Well, let's see. You didn't actually hacker some way enter in your network. So what you can do, so during attack you can detect, oh, there is an attack going on, let me what to do, there is some monitoring information. So that time you should stop, that time you should defend. or let's see, because because of some loop and holes in your network, and because of that somebody attacked your network, and I mean, you don't want this thing happen again. So what you gonna do after attack, how you gonna remediate, and how you gonna make sure nobody will attack your network. So attack continuum is divided into three phases: before attack, during attack, and after attack. Okay. So that's why we need visibility and automations, and if any attack happens, we are running some threshold values. If those values are going higher, and monitoring, so then we came to know, and then we should stop immediately. Or after attack, I can see my logs, and then I got some information. Oh, that attack was happened, and that was happened one day before. Let me make sure this will not happen again. Okay. Uh-huh. So, okay, guys. So now we have a firewall. Like I gave you idea of firewall, we're gonna discuss here those technologies, which is very important. Like I gave you idea of stateful firewall. This is my internal network, which is trusted. This is my outside network, which is untrusted. And if somebody wanna access your network from untrusted network to internal network, so firewall basically check. And if it's not I mean, authorized person, so then firewall actually protect here. If you are sitting inside and you want to browse something, so your request firewall basically allow. And that's that. We have one example of example.com. If somebody want to browse that, so firewall allow. So that is your stateful firewall. And then inbound connection, if somebody want access to your network, so if this guy is not legitimate, so that's firewall simply denied that connection. Okay, if it's untrusted. Okay, simple idea of a stateful firewall. Okay. Now, security intelligence. Security intelligence means network security devices such as network generation, firewall, web security appliances, and we have multiple appliances. Those appliances are connected with the security intelligence feed. Okay. So I have here security intelligence feed, which is available on internet. And let's see if your security device is downloading one file, which is PDF. Okay, let's see, I can give you example. And then we're gonna check this file. We're gonna wanna check signatures, or if signature is not there, then this file will check with security intelligence feed. Let's see, I have a Talus account or Talus cloud. So we're gonna check with that. Hey, it's secure, or if it's not secure, Talus say, let me check my database. Oh, it's secure. You can allow this device. Fine. Oh, it's not secure. You're not gonna allow. And then maybe third option, I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe it's secure or not secure. Maybe you are first actually, maybe you are first a patient, and you had this attack actually before. Okay, so that's why you're gonna send this information to threat grid. There is a one cloud, and from there we're gonna detonate this file, and threat grid actually check this. Maybe it will take some time, 3 to 4 hours, and sometime even 10 to 11 hours, around this much. And then we figure out this file is secure or not. So by that time, you're not supposed to use. Okay. So we have security intelligence based cloud available. I remember those days when Cisco purchased SourceWire, and after that Cisco built Talus Cloud, and in Talus Cloud, Cisco basically also hired 300 security professionals from SourceWire, and this cloud connected with internet. Also, there are so many other resources from there. We are always Cisco update that cloud. Okay, so that cloud have so much information, and that security intelligence informations we gonna get from that cloud, and then this information we provide to Cisco next generation firewalls, IPS, IDS, endpoint devices, and based on that, those devices are taking decisions whether we're gonna use this file, or whether we're gonna stop that file. So this is available in next generation firewalls, web security appliances, email security appliances, even endpoint devices. Cisco built intelligence, a big cloud-based Talus, I mean, cloud, and that cloud having so much intelligence, and that intelligence available to Cisco devices. Okay. Okay, guys. So this is very important. A network-based malware protection, we have network-based AMP. AMP is advanced malware protection, acts on the files that are traversing the network. This is important distinction when compared to endpoint malware protection, which is the more traditional variety in which endpoint host run protection software locally. So whenever things are passing through your firewalls, if you are not sure those things are not secure. Maybe you're gonna detonate this file. If you are sure it's secure, you're gonna pass. If you are sure those are not safe, then you're gonna deny it. Okay, so that is possible through advanced malware protection AMP, and which is available in a firewall, endpoint devices, IPS, IDS. So different types of devices have this intelligence available, and we built our policy according to our requirement. Okay. We have a IPS, like I gave you example of IPS. Okay. See what firewall will do. Firewall say where did that packet come from and where is it going. So this packet is coming from where? We check source IP, we check source port, and then we check where this packet is going, destination IP, destination port, and that's what firewall will do. But what is IPS? IPS check what is inside that packet. Sometimes firewall cannot check. So that's what IPS do. Most of the time IPS do. And then sometimes you are having a packet and inside of that packet we have hidden malicious files. Those files will do basically attack on your files, on your emails, on your websites. So we really want to block this, and that's why we have IPS. Okay. Understanding Cisco security core technologies, what kind of things we have. We have a next generation firewalls. So Cisco started first with PIX firewall, then ASA, and after that, when Cisco acquired SourceWire, Cisco built next generation firewall, and that firewall is very good on higher layer. Let's see, I can give you example of next generation firewall. You are browsing facebook.com. But let's see, I don't want anybody will like anything, because sometime let's say you are working for Cisco and you like somebody, some post, it's a controversial post. So maybe those other people say, Cisco like that post because there is a one guy working from Cisco, this guy like that post. So that's why I don't want anybody like anything on a Facebook. So that's why we have next generation firewall. So this can give you high level control. Normal firewall cannot. Okay. So that is just one quick example because we have a limited time. And then email content security, check your emails content. If is there any malicious information, we can simply stop. If your email is clean, this can pass. If it's not clean, we're gonna drop that email. Web content security, we're gonna check our users are browsing what kind of websites. If they are going on those bad websites, hacking or cracking websites, or there are lots of malicious stuff available, we're gonna stop that. DNS security, I don't want my DNS will compromise. What DNS will do, DNS will change your domain name into IP address. Let's see, I will type facebook.com. Everybody will know facebook.com. But let's see if I will ask anybody, hey, do you know facebook.com IP address? Unless if it's very technical guy working for Facebook or maybe some close. So then this guy have idea what is the IP address of Facebook, but general public have no idea. So what DNS do? DNS basically, change your domain name to IP address. And why is that? Because your network only understand IP address. So if your DNS security is compromised, then you have a big issue. So that's why we have a DNS security. We talk about authentication, authorization, and accounting already. And then we have identity and access management. Who you are, what is your name, how you want access to our network. So that is also very important. And network security device form factor, what kind of, image you are running on your device, if it's malicious or not, we can also check that. Security architecture. Cisco Security Reference Architecture provides an overview of Cisco Secure portfolio, like commonly deployed use cases and recommended capability within an integrated architecture. We have a reference architecture aligned to domains that align closely with industry security frameworks such as NIST, CISA, DISA. So these are five main components we basically use for Cisco security architecture: threat intelligence, security operation tool set. Threat intelligence means you really wanted to know what kind of threats we have. We should have a tool set so we can mitigate those threats. User and device security is very important, and network security, cloud edge, and non-premises, which is also very important because we have computer devices on cloud and on premises. And then workload, because we are moving our devices from data centers to data centers. Maybe something happened in North America, I can move from North America to Europe-based data centers. So that is workload. Application and data security is very important while you are moving your VMs or servers from one locations to another. Okay. And then practical steps to enhance your network defense. Like I mentioned before, it's kind of repeat. You need firewalls, you need firepower, next generation firewalls, deploying email content security, web security, Cisco umbrella to protect your DNS server. We have a VPN security technologies and cryptography, so we can protect our home users, remote users. So we make sure if they want to connect to our network, so cracker or hackers not enter in our network through those home-based users. Deploying AAA is also important, like we talked about already, and Cisco M4 endpoint. So this is advanced malware protection. So these are steps to enhance your network defense. And we have a stealth watch. This one is security watchdog. This can basically monitor your users. I mean, you know how user is using your devices. If users are sending lots of files to outside world, so this stealth watch, actually it's like a watchdog. This can check. Okay. And in this way we can mitigate those type of attacks. And after that, we have cloud computing, how we can secure our cloud. So cloud computing is a broad term referring to an array of available IT services and product. In cloud computing, software is used to virtualize your hardware resources. Virtualization involves taking a piece of physical hardware and by utilizing a software, dividing into multiple different virtual resources that function as if they were a piece of physical hardware. So we have lots of virtual devices we are running on a cloud, and how we can secure those devices, which is very important. And that's why we are having Cisco ASA firewalls. I can implement on a cloud, virtual firewalls. How I can stop my edge so people cannot enter, which is very connected with internet. That's why we have a firewall. And then how I can stop my content. So that's why we have email content security by emails and web content security. So thank you very much, guys. I have completed my webinar. So thank you very much. If you guys have any question, please feel free to ask. I really appreciate your question. Bring your question in this class. Okay. Ask as many as questions possible.
Thank you, Talib. That was very informative. I know everyone is looking forward to the Q&A session, so go ahead and start putting your questions into the questions panel. And now I'd like to give the presentation rights over to Robin, our vendor manager, to introduce our promotions and webinar-related courses.
I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to each and every one of you for attending this session and making it successful. I would like to mention that month of October is celebrated as Cybersecurity Awareness Month. In the digital age, awareness and education are our strongest allies in the fight against cyber threats. And the Cisco Security Track webinar was our effort to raise awareness on the importance of cybersecurity. During the webinar, our subject matter expert shared the latest insights and best practices related to Cisco security, and I'm sure it added value to your knowledge base. And in case you feel like revisiting this session for further reference, you can do that by clicking on the Access Recording button, and we'll be more than happy to provide the recording to you. Next, I would like to offer you a glimpse of Netcom Learning's capabilities and why we are the best that there is when it comes to learning services, training, talent development, and beyond. I take pride to announce that we have been recently announced as the winner of 2023 Microsoft Learning Partner of the Year. Netcom Learning has been into managed learning space for 2.5 decades now and have provided its services to 80% of the Fortune 1000 companies. Having a strong reputation in B2G sector, Netcom has served over 100 US military bases. We have trained over 175,000 professionals to learn and grow in their respective fields across 16,000 enterprise clients. We cherish a recommendation rate of 96% from our customers. All these numbers I just mentioned have been a result of our specially curated trainings delivered by a portfolio of 3,000 plus certified trainers. Moving ahead, being an authorized Cisco learning partner, I would like to give you a glimpse of Netcom Learning's upcoming schedules of courses from Cisco that are highly recommended for you to expand your horizon and knowledge of Cisco. To add value to your learning curve, we encourage you to access our free on-demand trainings and blog posts related to Cisco. Next, you can also take advantage from Learning Passport, which is Netcom solutions to a flexible team training. It is designed to be customized in line with the number of learners that you plan to train from top technology vendors like Microsoft, Cisco, Adobe, and more. The single package can be redeemed over 4,000 plus official courses with a validity of 12 months. Keeping in mind the requirement of our customers, you can further choose from Learning Savings Passport or Learning Vouchers Passport as per your need and requirement. Next, I would like to introduce you to Netcom Plus, a learner subscription, a learning solution that we have developed for our enterprise customers. The free package allows you to access 300 plus e-learning modules. Also, I would like to recommend you to go through Netcom's website for more information, such as the courses and certifications that we have for you, our free virtual events, blogs, and our promotions. If you're looking to have a leadership point of view on the importance of lifelong learning and building smart workforce, I highly recommend that you go through the book Building an Innovative Learning Organization by Russell Sadler, CEO of Netcom. You can easily find it on Amazon. With that, I sincerely hope we could add value to your knowledge base in the time you choose to spend with us during this webinar. For more information on sessions and latest updates on IT and business training, please follow and give us a shout out on our LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube channels. Thank you once again for joining us.
Thanks so much for guiding us through all that information, Robin. And now we're going to go ahead and jump right into our question and answer session. If you haven't yet, it's not too late to pop your questions into the question panel. And as we start our Q&A sessions, we're also going to launch a quick poll that we want to invite you to participate in. Doing so helps us to know how we can better serve you by telling us who might be interested in more information or in taking some additional training. In addition, we have a lot more informative webinars coming up, so please go to netcomlearning.com/webinars in order to register. The first question we have today is, what is a primary security benefit when using identity and access management for authorization posturing services?
Okay, great question. Thank you very much. Identity is very important. So, because if somebody wanna access to your network, so you wanna make sure he is the right guy. So that's why we do authentications, and then we do authorizations, and then we do accounting. So you are sure this is my employee, or this one is my guest, or this one is my partner. So that's why it's very important. Okay.
Let's take another question. Cisco ESA can be both a physical and virtual instance. Which two options are hypervisors that are currently supported in a virtual implementation of Cisco ESA?
Okay, great question. Email content security, I can implement as a appliance, physical appliance. I can buy simply physical appliance and I will attach with my network. Okay. Or what I can do, I can also use a VMware based ESXi. VMware is a company basically providing virtual solutions. So let's see, if you are not having physical hardware, you can buy, VMware based ESXi you can run on server, and then you can have image from Cisco, and that you can run on your VMware based environment, and then you can run virtual appliance. And the second thing is you can also use kernel based virtual machine, and that also work. Okay, so I hope I answer your question. Yeah, so there are two things: VMware ESXi and kernel based virtual machine.
Let's see, we do have another question. What are the three similarities between IDS and IPS sensors?
Okay, what are the three similarity between IDS and IPS? IPS and IDS. IPS is intrusion prevention system, and IDS is intrusion detection system. So number one similarity is IPS also detect intrusion if somebody wanna enter in your network. But that's the similarity. IPS can detect and IDS can detect, but IDS cannot mitigate. Okay, so and what kind of other similarity? IPS concerned with Talus, IDS also concerned with Talus. And then number three is, if we figure out, okay, it's not secure, so what we gonna do? We're gonna send this information to ICE, and ICE will do security actions. Okay.
And let's take one last question for the day before we wrap it up. Which two controls can Cisco WSA use to validate web requests?
Okay, yeah. So there are two content, like we gonna check your reputation, what kind of website you have, and then we gonna also check there is a numbering system. Okay, there is a number based Armin system. So we check these two, and based on that, we gonna say this content is safe. Now you can use it. Okay.
Once again, I want to remind you that as you leave this session today, you will be presented with a short survey. We would like to request for you to help us by taking a quick moment to participate in that survey. Your feedback really helps us understand your learning experience as we are constantly looking at how we can improve our future sessions. The survey answers are measured on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 representing outstanding and 1 representing poor. We want to thank all of you for joining us today, and if you do come up with any additional questions, feel free to send them to webinar@netcomlearning.com at any time. We hope that you found today's webinar informative, and we look forward to seeing you back here with us soon. Feel free to tell your friends and colleagues about our webinars and other courses. Have a great day, everyone.